Question 1 is all about money and politics. Kevin, what exactly is this question asking?
This is an interesting question because it actually could set a national precedent. And what question 1 asks is whether Maine voters want to limit the amount of money that individuals or organizations can contribute to political action committees that make independent expenditures.
Break that down for us.
Basically what we're talking about here, they're frequently referred to as super PACs. And when we're talking about independent expenditures, this is campaign spending that's done outside of the actual candidate campaigns. So they're not allowed to coordinate with the campaigns when they're making these expenditures.
So what would the contribution limit be?
$5,000.
How should we think about that amount of money? Is that a lot?
$5,000 is actually a pretty sizable amount of money when you look at limits that are imposed on other types of contributions. So for instance, Maine already has limits on how much you can contribute to individual candidates. But there's no limits on how much you can contribute to these super PACs.
How could this impact Maine elections?
Super PACs are certainly involved in elections here in Maine as they are nationally, but I think the bigger impact is how this could affect super PACs on the national level, because the supporters of this are looking at it as a test case to challenge limits on super PACs across the country.
So who supports this?
So the measure has been spearheaded by a group that's actually led by a Harvard University law professor. And what they've been saying is that because there are no limits on these contributions to super PACs, that can lead to what's known as a quid pro quo. You get a wealthy individual who makes a contribution to these super PACs. Even though they're not supposed to coordinate with the campaign, there's certainly acknowledgement that that happens sometimes. So they say by allowing unlimited contributions, basically allowing a wealthy donor to influence the candidates that they're contributing to.
And who opposes?
We haven't seen any organized opposition to this so far in Maine, but we know if this passes that it will be challenged in courts. And that's what the supporters are actually hoping for and angling for. And their end goal is actually to take this to the U.S. Supreme Court.
So what happens if voters say yes?
It's pretty much guaranteed that this is going to end up in court.
And if they say no?
Then it'll be the same system that we have now. There won't be any contribution limits to super PACs.